In the heart of the Niger Delta, where the rivers meet the sea, a powerful kingdom once rose from the shadows of slavery and colonialism. In this rich tapestry of Nigerian history, few figures stand out like Jubo Juboga, famously known as King Jaja of Opobo. Born into humble beginnings, he rose to prominence as a formidable leader and a shrewd businessman in the 19th century. His significance lies not only in his role as a king, but also in his relentless resilience against colonial forces and his commitment to the welfare of his people. King Jaja's life story is a powerful testament to leadership, showcasing how one individual can challenge the status quo and inspire change. Understanding historical figures like King Jaja is crucial, as their legacies shape our present and future. Join us as we delve into the remarkable journey of this iconic leader and explore the lessons we can learn from his extraordinary life. Jubo Juboga, better known as King Jaja of Opobo, was born around 1821 in the Igbo heartland of what is now southeastern Nigeria. This vibrant area was known for its strong communal ties and deep-rooted customs, which shaped Jaja's early worldview. However, his childhood took a dramatic turn when he was captured and sold into slavery, a harrowing experience that would profoundly impact his character. Even in chains, his spirit remained unbroken. Enduring the trials of enslavement, Jaja developed resilience and a fierce determination to reclaim his identity and destiny. These early experiences not only forged his leadership qualities, but also instilled in him a deep sense of justice and a commitment to his people. Understanding Jaja's formative years provides valuable insight into the man he would become and the legacy he would leave behind. Jaja's journey began in the Kingdom of Bonny, a prosperous trading state at the time. The Kingdom of Bonny, during Jaja's time, was a thriving trading state that played a crucial role in the economic landscape of West Africa. Situated along the Niger Delta, Bonny was strategically positioned for trade, attracting merchants from various regions. The kingdom's economy flourished through the exchange of palm oil, ivory, and other valuable commodities, making it a significant player in the transatlantic trade network. This prosperity not only enriched the kingdom, but also fostered a vibrant cultural scene where art, music, and traditions thrived. Trade was the lifeblood of Bonny society, shaping its social structures and creating opportunities for many. The wealth generated from commerce allowed influential families to rise, with the Anna Pepple House being one of the most prominent. He was bought by the powerful Anna Pepple House, one of Bonny's leading merchant families. But Jaja's intelligence and ambition quickly set him apart. By the age of 22, he had risen from the status of a slave to become the head of the Anna Pepple House, an unprecedented achievement. The Anna Pepple House was one of the most influential families in the Kingdom of Bonny, renowned for its immense wealth and status within the trading community. As a dominant force in the palm oil trade, the family wielded significant power, shaping the economic landscape of Bonny and establishing vital trade networks that extended far beyond its borders. Their affluence allowed them to play a crucial role in the kingdom's governance and social hierarchy. Jaja's life was intricately linked to the Anna Pepple House, especially during his early years when he was enslaved. Initially, he served within their household, where he learned the intricacies of trade and commerce. This exposure would later prove invaluable as he navigated the complexities of Bonny's political and economic systems. As we explore their influence, we will see how Jaja's relationship with this powerful family not only shaped his destiny, but also impacted the broader narrative of the Kingdom of Bonny. In the mid-19th century, southeastern Nigeria was a complex political landscape marked by rival kingdoms and colonial interests. The area was characterized by fierce competition among various ethnic groups and trading houses, leading to instability and conflict. This region was home to various local kingdoms, each with its own culture and governance. However, the arrival of European colonizers disrupted these traditional structures, leading to the fragmentation of local power and the exploitation of resources. The effects of colonialism created economic instability and social upheaval, setting the stage for King Jaja's rise. Jaja recognized the need for a unified entity that could assert control over trade routes and resources. Motivated by a desire for autonomy and economic prosperity, he established Opobo as a response to the challenges posed by colonial powers and rival factions. This bold move not only reshaped the region's political dynamics, but also laid the groundwork for Opobo's future significance. Amidst this turmoil, Jubo Juboga emerged as a visionary leader, founding the Opobo Kingdom in 1870, named after an ancestor of the Anapepo House. His leadership qualities, including strategic acumen and a deep commitment to his people's welfare, were instrumental in uniting various factions under a single banner. Jaja envisioned a prosperous and independent kingdom that could thrive amidst external pressures. Under his reign, Opobo became a significant trading hub, leveraging its strategic location along the coast to engage in commerce with European traders. The establishment of the Opobo Kingdom not only marked a pivotal moment in regional history, but also showcased Jaja's ability to navigate challenges and foster a sense of identity and pride among his people. Opobo's geographical advantages played a crucial role in its emergence as a dominant trading power. Situated along the Imo River, the kingdom benefited from a natural transportation route that facilitated the movement of goods and people. This river not only connected Opobo to the Atlantic Ocean, but also linked it to various inland markets, enhancing trade opportunities. Factors such as fertile land, abundant resources, and a strategic position attracted merchants and traders, contributing to Opobo's rapid growth. The kingdom thrived economically, primarily through the palm oil trade, which became a vital source of wealth and influence. Politically, Jaja implemented systems that promoted local autonomy while maintaining strong trade relations with European markets. This period also saw the emergence of a distinct cultural identity, as the Opobo people embraced their heritage, fostering unity and resilience against external pressures, ultimately solidifying their place in African history. Additionally, the kingdom's location allowed Jaja to control trade routes effectively, ensuring that Opobo became a central hub for commerce in the region. The interplay of geography and trade dynamics ultimately shaped Opobo's economic success, establishing it as a key player in the West African trade network during the 19th century. Jaja's influence over the palm oil trade was transformative for the Kingdom of Opobo. By eliminating European middlemen, he established direct dealings with British merchants, allowing Opobo to negotiate better prices and terms. This strategic move not only increased profit margins, but also empowered Jaja to assert greater control over the trade dynamics in the region. The economic implications were significant. Opobo became a key supplier of palm oil, which was in high demand for industrial uses in Europe. As a result, the wealth generated from palm oil control flowed directly into the kingdom, enabling Jaja to invest in infrastructure and strengthen his political power. This newfound prosperity not only elevated Opobo's status, but also solidified Jaja's legacy as a formidable leader in West African trade. But Jaja's success did not go unnoticed. In 1884, at the Berlin Conference, European powers carved Africa into colonial territories with little regard for the people who lived there. The Niger Delta, rich in resources, was a key target. The British declared Opobo a protectorate, but Jaja refused to cede control of his kingdom. He knew that agreeing to British terms would mean the end of his people's sovereignty. The British, who were expanding their colonial grip on West Africa, saw Jaja's independent control of the trade as a direct threat to their interests. Tensions grew as the British tried to force Jaja into unfavorable trade agreements, but Jaja was not a man to be easily intimidated. During the late 19th century, British colonial interests in West Africa were driven by a desire for economic expansion and resource exploitation. The British aimed to establish control over lucrative trade routes, particularly in palm oil, which was essential for industrial processes back home. Their objectives included securing raw materials, expanding markets for British goods, and establishing political dominance in the region. Key figures in this colonial endeavor included Sir George Goldie, who played a pivotal role in consolidating British interests through the Royal Niger Company, and Lord Lugard, whose policies facilitated the annexation of territories. The British sought to maximize profits by monopolizing trade, often disregarding local economies and governance, which ultimately led to significant tensions with indigenous leaders like Jaja, who resisted their encroachment. As Jaja of Opobo solidified his control over trade, tensions with British colonial authorities began to escalate. King Jaja of Opobo faced significant threats from British colonial forces eager to dominate the lucrative palm oil trade and impose their rule over the region. One of the most notable events was the 1887 conflict, when the British attempted to undermine his authority by imposing unfair trade regulations. The British sought to dictate terms that favored their interests, threatening Jaja's autonomy and the prosperity of his kingdom. Jaja's refusal to comply showcased his unwavering commitment to his people's autonomy. In response, Jaja employed strategic resistance, refusing to comply with these demands and rallying support from local chiefs and traders. His strategic resistance included diplomatic negotiations and mobilizing his community to stand firm against colonial encroachment. By promoting local production and trade, Jaja effectively undermined British attempts to monopolize the market. He leveraged his influence to maintain control over trade routes, emphasizing the importance of fair trade practices. Jaja's defiance not only showcased his leadership during these turbulent times and his determination to protect the Opobo Kingdom, but also inspired other African leaders to resist colonial oppression. His actions highlighted the importance of unity and resilience, serving as a powerful example for future generations in the fight for independence and self-determination across the continent. In the midst of rising tensions between the British and the Opobo Kingdom, Jaja was seen as a pivotal leader capable of fostering peace. The British, recognizing his influence, initiated negotiations under the guise of diplomacy. They assured Jaja that discussions would lead to a mutually beneficial resolution, playing on his desire to protect his people and maintain stability. However, this was a calculated deception. Once Jaja boarded the British warship, he quickly realized the true intentions behind their invitation. The betrayal was profound, not just for Jaja, but for the entire Opobo community, who had placed their trust in a system that ultimately sought to undermine their sovereignty. This act of treachery marked a significant turning point in their struggle against colonial oppression. Jaja's arrest aboard the British warship was a shocking turn of events. Initially invited for negotiations, he found himself trapped as British officials swiftly moved to detain him. This betrayal not only stripped Jaja of his freedom, but also sent a clear message to other indigenous leaders about the lengths the British would go to maintain control. Following his arrest, Jaja was exiled to St. Vincent, a remote island in the Caribbean, far removed from his homeland. This distance was significant. It symbolized the British intent to isolate him from his people and diminish his influence. The implications of his exile were profound, as it disrupted the leadership of the Opobo Kingdom and left his community vulnerable to further colonial encroachment. Jaja's story serves as a poignant reminder of the struggles faced by indigenous leaders during this tumultuous period. Even in exile, Jaja's spirit remained unbroken. He tirelessly petitioned the British government for his release, leveraging his status as a respected leader to advocate for his rights and the rights of his people. Despite the challenges he faced, limited resources, isolation, and the bureaucratic indifference of colonial authorities, Jaja's determination never wavered. He understood that his fight was not just for his freedom, but for the future of the Opobo Kingdom. His unwavering commitment to return to Opobo fueled his efforts as he sought to rally support from allies and sympathizers. Jaja's resilience in the face of adversity became a symbol of hope for his people, demonstrating that even in the darkest times, the quest for justice and self-determination could not be extinguished. His legacy continues to inspire those who fight against oppression. In 1891, the British colonial government granted Jaja of Opobo permission to return to Nigeria, a significant turning point in his tumultuous journey. This decision was not just a personal victory for Jaja, but also a beacon of hope for his people, who had longed for his leadership during his exile. The news of his return sparked immense excitement and anticipation among the people of Opobo, who viewed him as a symbol of resilience and resistance against colonial oppression. Celebrations erupted as they prepared to welcome their leader back, believing that his presence would restore their dignity and empower them to reclaim their autonomy in a rapidly changing world. As Jaja of Opobo made his way back to Nigeria, excitement filled the air, but tragedy struck just days before his arrival. Reports indicate that he fell ill under suspicious circumstances while aboard the ship. Many believe that he may have been poisoned, a theory fueled by the political tensions surrounding his return and the colonial interests that sought to undermine his influence. The suddenness of his death sent shockwaves through his community, leaving the people of Opobo devastated and questioning the motives behind it. Jaja's passing not only robbed them of a revered leader, but also deepened their struggles against colonial rule, marking a profound loss in their fight for autonomy and justice. The decision to bury Jaja of Opobo at sea was steeped in cultural significance, reflecting the deep connection his people had with the waters that surrounded them. For the Opobo community, a sea burial symbolized a return to the elements, allowing their leader to rest in the very waters that had sustained their ancestors. Emotions ran high as his followers gathered to pay their last respects, mourning the loss of a beloved leader who had fought tirelessly for their rights. This poignant farewell not only honored Jaja's legacy, but also served as a powerful reminder of his enduring spirit. His burial at sea became a symbol of hope, resilience, and the unbreakable bond between a leader and his people. Jaja of Opobo's life and untimely death left an indelible mark on Nigeria, influencing future generations of leaders and activists. Jaja's actions resonate deeply with contemporary movements for justice and self-determination. His unwavering fight against colonial oppression serves as an enduring source of inspiration for those advocating for human rights and equality today. By standing firm against the British, Jaja exemplified the courage needed to challenge systemic injustices, reminding us of the power of resilience in the face of adversity. Remembering leaders like Jaja is crucial, as their stories illuminate the struggles faced by indigenous communities and the ongoing fight against colonial legacies. As we reflect on his legacy, we encourage viewers to delve deeper into colonial histories, understanding the complexities of the past, to better inform our present and future. By learning about figures like Jaja, we honor their sacrifices and continue the fight for justice and equity in our own communities. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the remarkable journey of King Jaja of Opobo. From his early life as a slave to becoming a powerful king and a symbol of resistance against colonial oppression. His story highlights the importance of resilience and the relentless pursuit of freedom, serving as an inspiration for all who face challenges. King Jaja's legacy reminds us that standing up for justice is vital in our own lives and communities. If you found this exploration inspiring, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tales of African legends and history. Together, we can continue to celebrate the stories of resilience and strength that shape our history and inspire future generations.